not interested in what we have to say. But if we can get to those other board members who are part-time, you know, the $100 meeting people, hopefully we can pass this way. But at this point, staff is completely in line behind the chairman, and the chairman's attitude is the area restriction doesn't exist. And so they don't want to hear from us.
Before I go to additional public, I have some concerns. You mentioned several times that they don't want to hear from us, but they sure as hell enjoy cramming down these rules down our throats. So they're going to hear from us one way or the other. I'd like to pull the board to, as a county, take a look at having Chris draft us a resolution stating some of our concerns and the economics included in that, and bring it back to the board for approval. If that passes, we could shoot it off to all of our Sacramento lawmakers, etc., and try and make an impact that way. I'd also like to hear from County Council in regards to the Air Resources Board being excluded from CEQA, when part of CEQA is supposed to be this economic picture. And if they're going to cause millions and millions of dollars to be spent, to me, that'd be one of the checkoff boxes that I would have to do if I was trying to impose something as draconian as this. Would you agree? And maybe if you're uncertain, I'd like to see the board maybe address County Council to research this in an effort to maybe just answer my concerns, if not in preparatory action for a lawsuit because of the economics involved, of putting the majority of our smaller trucking emission contributing businesses out of work here in this county.
Yeah, I'm sort of at a disadvantage because I haven't seen the draft report, and we would need to review that first before we can analyze it any further.
Yeah,
so we'll have to be happy.
So I'm concerned about locally putting all our businesses out of business economically, and then economic statewide, the huge impact in the subversion of CEQA, and that's just typical Sacramento to me. It just turns my stomach and makes me sick. Just on a long list of why in the world I'm getting out of this job, and I'm just tired.
I'll coordinate with the CEO's office on bringing something before you as the Board of Supervisors to send to your legislators, and I'll coordinate with County Council on the CEQA issue.
Because just one more comment. To re-emphasize, it is giving the advantage to our fellow states, but also foreign countries to come in here, and I'm sorry, Highway Patrol has enough to do besides, gee, is that truck of this age, or, should I pull them over? No, that'd be profiling. I can't do that. Well, they're sure as heck not going to pull people over to be checking the age of their vehicle, etc. They've got other things to do, so it's just providing the advantage to the other.
Well, it's more important than that, because with it off-road, that means everybody's got a tractor, or everybody's got a truck and a loader on their ranch or something. It affects everybody. So it's, you're going to get Highway Patrol to get a search warrant on somebody's farm to see if their tractor they're plowing their field with needs to, it's crazy. I'm only going to support a resolution that basically calls for basically telling the state that we're not going to abide by it. What's the old saying? If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. And we're just falling for everything. And we got to draw the line. I mean, it's crazy. In Mendocino County, we have it. Look at all of our, I can name them. We start blocking if we did have polluting businesses all the way from GP, LP, Rimco, Masonite, all those businesses are gone. And now we want to just keep a little few things, the remnants of what we have going on in this county. Now the state says, oh no, these new air quality rules, you got to do away with that equipment too. We're about, we're at the end of the rope here. We got to hold on to something. And so that's my position. I'm not going to support any resolution that just is a touchy-feely resolution. I want something that basically tells them they can stick it.
Okay.
Because the airport, you can make it as a shout.
Now as I'm letting that settle in, take a a couple members of the public wishing to speak to this. Mr. Hay.
Well, you brought up a subject that I've been and my son to 5 meetings. 2 in Sacramento, 1 in Redding, 2 in Redding, and we had 1 meeting in Ukiah, down at River Coast. The first meeting was about a year ago. Unfortunately, my son couldn't go. So I had a friend of mine out at Potter Valley go with me, and a guy out of Ukiah. And we went to the meeting in Sacramento and heard what they had to say. Came home, I actually didn't leave the next day. Couldn't believe what I was hearing. There was about 250 people at that meeting. I didn't see anybody from Mendocino County, anybody from the county or air quality at that meeting other than us. I told my son, there's 2 of them. Richard runs the trucks, and my other son runs the concrete project.